Today I'm going to be doing a reading with charms and then advice with charms. So pick 1, 2, or 3 for your reading, and we'll just go in that order. So if you chose number 1, let's get started. Let's grab you some charms. Oh, before I get started, I have tons of charms. So, we'll see what comes up. So, number 1. So, those are your charms. So, we'll start with that first. Alright, first we have this little happy smiley face. Another happy smiley face. It's a maraca. And then we have this fish. We have this tan and brown rock with a green marker mark on it. We have these peach leaves. We have this bridge over water. Bridge over troubled water. And then we have this blue ring right here. Alright, and then we have the words special, time, have, good, wish, and but. I'm getting but you always have time to make good wishes that have special meaning to you. I'm going to put that over there. So the divine is noting that you have a specific wish that you want granted, but they want you to take the time to make sure it really is special to you, because I feel like there's some details you're missing out on. I'm kind of getting like you just are kind of flowing towards something that seems happy with this, something that seems celebratory, but it's really going to be like a bridge over troubled water. Like, you're walking across the bridge daydreaming, but you don't see what lies in the waters below, and your wish definitely has some baggage attached to it. You think that all that glitters is beautiful, but with this blue I'm getting like it might leave you kind of blue, like maybe all that glitters isn't gold. I don't know why I got that considering this is silver, but this represents crowning change for you. So this is a time to think of what will make you feel abundant, not flights of fancy. And then with this rock here, I'm getting like tiger. Maybe you want to pounce on it, but there's still some like heart chakra wounds you need to heal before you open that path. I think it's funny we got the water and then we got this fish. The divine is asking for you to flow into things and not really force them to happen at this time. So that's your reading. Now let's get your advice. And number 1. Number 1's advice. Okay. Now we have this little kazoo right here where if you blow into it, it goes off. It sounds really fun. Actually, we'll put that there. And then this pin that I got, Atlanta President's Promise Club, Tim Brown. It's when I worked with a company over 10 years, and this was one of my 10-year awards. I don't work with them anymore, obviously. And then next we have this beautiful amethyst heart. So if you open up your crown chakra more, you'll see your heart's desire more, is what I'm really getting with that. I feel like you're really dedicating to celebrating your life. And be more mindful of the thoughts that you have within. And then we have this bracelet. So you could be someone who likes jewelry, but what I'm getting with the bracelet is union within self. This bracelet's made up of many tiny little beads that have to all come together on a string. It's funny, it went into like a pretzel. Maybe you like pretzels. But all your cells and molecules, your DNA within your body is going through a transformation right now. And you're just being called to be really patient with yourself. And then it turned into an infinity. You definitely want something that lasts. And then we have this cute little butterfly ring. For some of you, I'm getting you could want a little boy. And you've wanted to have a little boy since you were a girl. And if that does not resonate, then you're someone who's in their masculine trying to heal their divine feminine, from like a raising child standpoint. Like you're trying to, like I'm getting another butterfly, like maybe you were taught not to talk much, not to speak much, not to be much, and you need to work on healing that, speaking your truth. I feel like this wish you want won't come to fruition until you do that. And then whenever I see this, it means a divine gift, it's on its way. So the angels are providing you healing at this time so you can get a better grip on your reality, a better grip on yourself. And what I mean by that is like with this beach shell, like finding calm even in chaos. And I feel like you're someone who might freeze up during intense situations, and the divine's trying to help you so you no longer do that. And then next we have this lotus. Lotuses take a long time to grow. They grow in the mud. It's really gross, but once they bloom, they're really beautiful. So be patient with yourself during this time as you're trying to work on yourself. And we have handmade. So the divine gift that they're going to give you is hand tailored specifically for you. And then for letters we have I, run, 2, friend. I think you feel like you don't really have anyone to turn to, or sometimes you struggle in situations, so maybe you're a little bit codependent on others to help you out in certain situations. Or if you don't have anyone, like you would like someone to be codependent with, and the universe is just telling you that, you know, just because you have someone else in your life, it isn't going to solve everything. And for all you know, this other person could have more issues than you do, and then not only are you back where you started, you actually lose everything you learned, because sometimes when we're hanging out with certain people, we start falling back into old patterns. So you have a special wish. I feel like it involves friendship or relationships, and speaking your truth. And you're being called to heal your crown chakra. How you do that is you meditate, you eat grapes, things like that. If you try all kinds of different methods you find online and they don't help you, you can book like a session with me on my website. I'd be happy to help you. But your wish isn't going to come true until you've healed yourself, until like your crown chakra, your mind, and your throat chakra connect. Like, you can speak your authentic truth without worrying, and you think of something and you say you're gonna do it and you do it. Just, I'm getting really, you're transforming that and during this time. I don't think you struggle with it a lot. I think you're getting there, and you still have a little ways to go, but your crown chakra, your mind, more than anything, is much more troubled than your throat. And I feel like sometimes you might wonder if something is the right thing to say or not, and you get kind of stuck and you decide not to speak at all. It's 11:11 on the timer as I say that, so maybe there's some truth to your twin flame or someone important to you. You have yet to speak, and you have some things to heal within that you're finishing up. I feel like you're towards the end of this healing. I feel like you've been going through it for a few years, but that's what I have for you, number one. Many blessings. Alright, number two. Let's show you my little charm box. I got all kinds of goodies in there. You never know what you're gonna get. Alright, and then let's see. What do you have for number two? What does the divine have to say to number two? Oh. Alright, so we have a press-on nail. You could be someone who is all about self-care. You like to make sure your hands are well manicured, that they look good, that your nails look good. You're someone who takes care of themselves. We have the happy smiley face. So I feel like you're really in your self-love era, and you want to do things that make you feel good. And next we have the 50-cent euro. So Europe could resonate with you. You could look European. Maybe you're interested in European culture. And then we also have the euro 2 cent. So we got 2 cent and 50 cent. Or that'll be $2.50. So maybe you've been thinking about traveling to Europe, but maybe you just don't have the funds. It's kind of the energy I'm getting, like something about a trip. And then with this kind of, I want to say it's a pearl shell, but it's not. It's just a really pretty looking leaf. But I'm taking it as like, you were once someone who was hiding how beautiful you are, and now you're coming out, you're changed, you're brand new. I feel like you've been cultivating a lot of different things about yourself to be proud of. And we also have this flower, so you are blooming and growing really beautifully. Confirmation on that. Another flower. Most definitely. You've gone through many different seasons of change. And then we have a cat. I do believe you have found your independence. You know who you are at this point in time. And next we have a dog. I feel like you won't go towards anyone who hasn't shown they're loyal or like you can trust them. I feel like you've learned a lot of lessons with people. And I want to say this one is a flower as well. But I feel like with this one in particular, something about you hasn't changed yet, but it's going to. You're going to get some kind of like big results from your glow up that you're not expecting. People are noticing you're feeling yourself energetically, and they're going to start really feeling you too. We have another dog. I feel like you're going to have a lot of people admiring you, wanting to be like you, kind of hanging on your every word. I always see this as like a little blue shell, so expect like a free trip to the beach in Europe, or an opportunity in Europe that has to do with like water and the ocean, or your intuition. Interesting. I feel like you're getting a new job opportunity. You're going to have a lot of people that admire you. If you want to gain more fans, if you're part of that kind of community, you'll be getting more fans. But regardless, people are admiring the work that you've done on yourself, and they think you've done a really good job. We have this gray button. I feel like you prefer to stay neutral in most situations, but you're not afraid to stand up and stand out. With this brown button, I'm getting like you're really naturistic, really down to earth. You could like hiking or outdoor activities, but even if you don't, you're someone who's really grounded and humble. Like, you know what's up in life. There's no point in pointing fingers or causing drama, because that just holds you back. And then we have this moonstone. I'm kind of getting like you might feel a connection to the moon. You may or not worship the moon god, but your intuition might have been a little bit off recently in a few ways. Like, the only way I could describe it is usually it's on time, and this time it's not. You have a C. I heard catalytic converter, so maybe you talked to someone about this recently, or maybe you know someone who's had to have it replaced, something along those lines. And then we have princess, hug, out, run, time. And what I'm getting with this is people really want 100 of your time. You know how princesses are just they seem so graceful and delicate, and their manners are eloquent. They're so full of life, and they have so much to look forward to. They haven't really gotten into like their main duties, but you just have this youthful, elegant, royal energy about you, and people just thoroughly enjoy your presence, like they're getting a warm hug, and they never want their time to run out with you. So it's not that you weren't this person before, it's just you truly appreciate yourself at this stage in your life, and when you get to that point, people are attracted to that. People are attracted to people who take care of themselves. So that was your reading. Now for your advice, number one. Number one's advice. Oh, I'm sorry. Number two's advice. I was like, why number one? I'm going to say people are seeing you as number one. I'm sorry, number two. Number two's advice. Number two. There we go. I was like, it doesn't feel right. Why doesn't it feel right? Because you're not. Oh, wow, you got princess again. Oh, you got another nail. I feel like, if I'm honest, you went from someone who would do like normal, neutral things that you would wear, and now you're adding like your own special flair to everything you do. Like this nail has flames, it has little sparkles in it. Like, I heard hot shit, but you're really hot now, and like you've cultivated a whole new you. Like, you're gonna make your own life spicy. I heard you're gonna put your own stamp on it. You're putting your footprint out into the world. You will leave a mark in this world. So yeah, or make moves or make excuses. We have this cross. So the divine is definitely with you. The divine definitely has a big plan for you. Expect a gift from the divine during Christmas time. Something big's gonna happen for Christmas. I know this is your advice. I'll get to that part first. We'll get to the fun stuff. We have this cheerleader. The divine is definitely cheering you on. They want you to know to keep cheering yourself on. Keep having like faith in yourself. And there's a reason why you're made beautifully, why you're made differently. Oh wow. So we also got this little hat. You wear it when you celebrate your birthday. So get ready for a time of celebrating more than you already are, is really what I'm getting with that. And then we have this seahorse. So if you're looking for a partner, expect someone to come in and they're gonna wanna help you with your burdens, or just expect people in general to come in and help you with your burdens. And then next we have a dog with a halo on it. So maybe you have a dog that's passed away and it's watching over you. It wants to say hi. And then you also have this beautiful little angel right here. So the angels are definitely proud of you, definitely watching over you, loving your glow up. Next we have this purple heart. You're very in tune with speaking your truth and being honest with people. And I commend you with that, because it's hard for people to get to that stage. And then we have the cat. Yeah, you got the cat twice. And you got 3 dogs. So people see you as someone who's very loyal but very independent. Like you're not afraid to walk away from someone if they've done you wrong or a situation. We have this heart with a lock. You may be locking down your heart and saying, I'll only open it for those who are worthy. You got another moonstone. So confirmation of your intuition is going to be more on point than ever before, and you're going to be like, what is this? Expect to have some strange instances in your intuition that don't make sense, but they will in time. I heard you're like a futuristic prophet. Maybe you see things further into the future than you realize sometimes. We have this green button. So yeah, you've really healed your heart chakra, and with this bright pink, like you've healed so many different things. I'm actually seeing a snowman for some reason. So maybe you came across as really cold to people and now you're coming across as really warm. Next we have the letter B. I heard be my baby, and then I heard in the patty cake song, mark it with a B and put it in the oven for a baby and me. Do you know that nursery rhyme? If you don't, it goes pat a cake, baker's man, bake me a cake as fast as you can. I think it's like roll it and pat it and mark it with a B and put it in the oven for baby and me. So yeah, you have someone who wants to take care of you here, especially with this princess. Someone wants to treat you like royalty, most definitely. People are going to be treating you like royalty. I feel like it's more than one person. If you're with someone in a specific relationship or you have important relationships, they're going to treat you much better than you've ever been treated before. Like, let's say they'd only take you out to a meal every so often. Now they're going to want to buy you meals like practically every day, which is really beautiful. We have princess, and then we have kiss, and then we have will, we have the word have, secret, and sun. So that reads as princess kiss will have secret sun. The immediate message I got was when you kiss someone, it feels like being kissed by the sun. Once again, your energy feels really warm. Like I told you, your energy feels like a warm hug, and if you were to kiss someone, they would feel like the sun were kissing them. They would feel warm, they would feel good. Just, you have really homey, beautiful, confident, proud energy, and it just reads so well. And your advice is enjoy your moment. Enjoy all the hard work that you've done, and truly be proud of yourself. And the gods, the universe, everybody in your spiritual family really just wants you to celebrate today. Like, go out, buy a cake for yourself. If you don't eat cake, go get some fruit. If you don't eat fruit, go get your favorite snack. If you drink, go have a drink. If you do other things, go do other things. Like, just celebrate right now. That's your advice for the rest of this week, at least. I know we're coming into a new week, but where I am at. So for a week, they kind of just want you to celebrate you, honestly. That's the real tea. And I'm being drawn to like my sage. This is actually where I stick my sage to burn it. So you've definitely been saging, and you've officially cleansed out all that old crap. So that's what I have for you, number 2. Congrats. Go celebrate. Many blessings. I'm hearing spoil me, spoil me, spoil me. Everyone wants to spoil me. That's still some number 2 energy. Alright. Number 3. Here is my charm box. As you can see, I got all kinds of goodies in here. Now, let's see what your reading is. Number 3's reading. Okay, I heard don't give me no bullshit. Okay. Interesting. We have the beetle. Sparkly beetle. Somebody who works really hard for the things that they have is what I'm getting right off the bat. And then we have these beautiful roses with a pearl. You could find flowers to be like beautiful, elegant, a symbol of the divine even. You could really love roses. If you're curious about these pins, they want me to say this. I guess you're interested in them. I actually got them from my grandmother who passed away. So a lot of these charms I did. And then we have, I'm getting a chandelier with this. Like, you could want or have a beautiful hang down, a chandelier. You really like the beautiful things in life. You try to make life a beautiful time is really what I'm getting with that. And then we have the compass. You're being led in a specific direction. We have the fish. You're being asked to flow into this direction. I feel like you're someone who doesn't like to flow, but you'll do it if you have to. Love to cheer. The divine wants you to recognize how far you've come and to appreciate yourself better. They kind of feel like you don't appreciate yourself as much as you should, is what I'm really getting. And then we have the sunflower. So yeah, go spend some time out in the sun. I feel like you could be feeling a little bit depressed at this time. You really need like some vitamin D. Go see the flowers. Like, I feel like you might not have a lot of time to go look at nature sometimes, but sometime this next week or this week, go see some beautiful nature. We have this purple leaf. If you were to go out into nature, it would really change your perspective on a lot of things. I feel like you've been too cooped up in the human world. And what I mean by that is material things, work, responsibilities, blah, blah, blah. Yes, it's a part of life, but sometimes you gotta surrender to beauty over responsible nonsense that only happens because humans are the only creatures on this planet that pay to be here on Earth. And then we have the cat. This is a grumpy looking cat though. You're someone who does not like to be disturbed, I'll say that much. And then we have this black and gray heart. I feel like your heart is closed to a lot of things, a lot of people. I feel like you think you're an outcast, so you're not worried about relationships. But relationships do matter. With this brown button, I'm getting, you're someone who really cares about their roots and where they come from, and you're really proud of where you've come from. And then I have this €1. So Europe could be important to you. You may want to travel there. And then I have this pin I received, the Atlanta President's Promise Club by Tim Brown. I worked over 10 years for a company, so that's one of the things that I received for my service before I left. I feel like you're very dedicated to your work. You're very dedicated to things that are important to you, but I feel like you don't take time for yourself. We have this little blue sparkling bead here. I feel like you keep your emotions all balled up sometimes, and you don't just go out in the middle of the forest and scream just because you can. You can do that, you know. You got 2 moonstones. I feel like your intuition and your emotions are a little out of whack. Oh wow, the moonstone just fell and rolled into something. That's so weird. You heard that, right? Where'd it go? I don't know. I'll find it later. Preferably not when I vacuum. But anyways, I have this one left. You're being called to get a moonstone. It has healing properties. Look up moonstone healing properties. If nothing else, if you don't want to buy a stone because you're not into that, look for certain remedies for healing those things. Alright, so we have time, secret, will, sun. We have time again. Your time's very precious to you. And the word but. I'm getting time, will be secret, but the sun overrules time. Interesting. Time will be secret, but the sun overrides time. Maybe that means something to you. Overall, I'm really, like I said, a confirmation that you need to go out into the sun and spend time in the sun, and secrets will be revealed to you about maybe times you were confused or times when things didn't make sense. If I'm honest, I kind of feel like you're in that energy now, so you're being asked to kind of get away from it all and go do something relaxing in nature and get some vitamin D, get some sun, take time away from everything. And then next we'll get your advice number 3. This was the reading part. Advice for number 3. I just heard ooh, is that a Rubik's Cube? Yes. Yes it is. That's funny. Alright. Advice. We have this big yellow button. Una moment. Sorry about that, number 3. I had a visitor, so maybe you'll have an unexpected visitor. Who knows? But, back to your reading. The more you go out into the sun, the more you'll heal your confidence, is what I'm getting first off. Next, we have this communication bubble, or a thought bubble. Just your thoughts and your words. Be careful with how you use them, and the things that you say to yourself is really what I'm getting with that. You have a cross. You could be Christian or Catholic. Regardless, the divine is watching over you at this time. I heard if you go into the sun, you will find more inner divinity. Next, we have I climbed Stone Mountain. I got this token from the machine when me and my friend climbed Stone Mountain. So maybe you feel like you're going up a mountain right now, and maybe you're losing a little bit of faith, but have faith. And then we have this snowflake. I feel like sometimes you feel as though the divine has left you, but it's always been there. It's just you need to see your own divinity before you try to see other divine instances, entities, or goings on. And what I mean by that is the more you see your own divinity, the more signs you'll see, the more synchronicities, or the more you'll start to understand why things happen the way they do. Speaking from a perspective of someone who was completely non-spiritual, and now I'm practical spiritual practitioner. A practical spiritualist. We have the star. You definitely have some things that need healing. We have this heart. It's very ornate, very beautiful. You have a really beautiful heart. It's just whether or not you want to let it shine. I'm hearing let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. And then we have this intricate red and silver bead that I just dropped. Okay, it fell into my sleeve. I have long sleeves today. I feel like you have a tendency to either have PTSD issues or some kind of trauma issues to where you feel like you always have to be alert and aware, and maybe it makes your eyes really dry and red. I don't know why I'm getting that, but if you want to improve your eyesight, stop doing that, or find better ways to deal with like your paranoia. That might seem a little cold, but consider this the divine saying you have a legitimate issue, and it affects not only your health but those around you, because it's kind of a sense of paranoia when you're always alert like that. It's not healthy to always be afraid of the world. And then we got this brown button right here. Definitely get into nature. Go out, get some nature, see the sun. We have this little red teardrop. Once again, get some red eye drops, if nothing else, for your dry eyes. I'm really getting that you have dry eyes. And if you don't, that's a specific message for someone else out there. And if that doesn't apply to you, then maybe you've cried a lot of tears out of anger over things you couldn't control, and you need to realize that you just gotta let it go sometimes. Next, we have the letter D. I heard diary, so you're being called to kind of journal your emotions to handle them better. We have an N. I heard Never Neverland, so maybe you're someone who had to grow up early, who didn't want to grow up. And then we have an R. I heard rain. With the DRN, I'm getting drain. Like maybe you feel really drained right now. And then we have the word and. Want. Ing. And LY, which I usually take as love you. And wanting love you. I feel like you're wanting more love in your life, and you need to find more love for yourself. Once you start seeing more love within yourself, you'll start seeing it everywhere else, and love will find you more. Trust me on that. And then we have a pearl. You have 2 pearls. I feel like you're someone who's very delicate on the inside, but looks really strong on the outside, and maybe you struggle with that sometimes, because maybe people don't treat you as softly as you feel inside, but part of that is because of your demeanor and your lack of care for yourself. It does reflect into your universe. So your advice is go out in nature, forget about yourself, forget you're human, and just become one with nature and just walk along it and just feel and be. Feel the warmth of the sun. Feel the quiet of the trees. And if you don't have that where you live, you're being called to go on vacation and see it. Like if you have a vacation you've always wanted to go to, somewhere in Europe or somewhere in the trees or the forest, this is your calling, this is your time. And regardless of whether or not it's inconvenient, people who don't care about themselves will see it as inconvenient when it's time to take care of themselves because they don't care. Whereas people who really enjoy taking care of themselves, they realize how special they are, and they need that time to clear their mind and find themselves again and realize their soul is calling them to really just kind of worship themselves. Self-care is kind of like worshiping yourself. It's realizing you are this beautiful divine being. Your body is a temple, and your mind, your soul, your spirit are bountiful and beautiful and full of abundance and prosperity. And I feel like you may have gotten caught up in the rat race and forgotten about it. So it's time to remember who you are, why you're here, and to have a beautiful moment for the first time in a hot minute is what it feels like. It feels like it's been months, maybe years. Depends on your situation. You'll get through this time of questioning things, but first you have to remember that you're not alone. The universe is always with you. Your angels are always with you. It's just, are you paying attention to their signs, their symbols? Probably not, because you seem like someone who works really hard, and you're so busy working you forget about yourself and everything else out there. You're being called to remember all those things. Forget about responsibilities, if nothing else, for at least an hour. For an hour, sometime this week, you can manage an hour. And just go out. Don't think, don't do, just be. So, that's what I have for you, number 3. That is your reading. That is your advice. Many blessings. Many blessings to all. If you need any more assistance, I always have all my information in the description box down below. If you're interested in my website, it is www.magigoddess.com. And I look forward to our next meeting. Love, Magigoddess. Until next time.